American man. Um, all right, so I was born three of three to two parents who love to make love on Valentine's Day because we were all born in the same week in November. I was the youngest of the bunch, but I was the fattest little shit, and my head must have given my mother excruciating pain because there was no epidural back then to ease her pain. My earliest memory was almost drowning in a pool, and if it wasn't for my brother, I'd probably be dead. My fat ass sunk like a brick, and I cannot believe that his little ass was strong enough to pull me to safety. Josh, you've done a lot of dumb shit in your life, but saving me wasn't amongst the dumb shit because I've lived a life of such value and salute you for the animalistic strength that God hooked you up with for you to pull my little fat ass up to safety. I loved playing with toys, climbing in trees, but hated taking baths but didn't mind skinned up knees and elbows. I was a wild boy that had such a mind for daydreaming. I talked to myself for hours because I had such a crazy and vivid imagination. Nothing was crazy. It was ever crazy enough, though, that entered my mind because I believed one day I'd be a superhero like Batman to save the lives of others who didn't have a life as fortunate as mine. I've always been sympathetic to the needs of others. I totally get that trait from my mother. I feel bad when I see others suffer, even though I'm the cost of that suffering and pain. Maybe I'm too honest and selfish with my feelings, but that's just me. And if you're looking for an excuse, don't worry because I'll take the blame. I was an asshole at times from 10 to 16. I thought it was cool to be a dick, and through the walks in my life, I've made it a point to ask those for forgiveness. Kids are savage, and I was no different, but I remember if I wronged you, all I ask is for your forgiveness. Graduating high school may have been a huge crown jewel in my life, but it isn't compared to several of the future memories I'd have in my later life. All I cared about was getting laid and hanging out with my friends, but I didn't realize how much I pay for those decisions until those years came to an end. When Lindsay told me she had aborted because she didn't think she was ready for me or it for life, that hurt my chest because a life was taken and I didn't that hurt my chest because a life was taken. I didn't want to use contraception. I'm not mad at her to this day, and I'm thankful that she had the courage to tell me, even if it was in a slighted way. I grew up always wanting to be a soldier and loved watching my dad shine his boots. His pride in his uniform and in himself made me want to follow suit. My dad, to this day, has held a huge influence on my life with his long speeches and lectures that didn't mean shit to me then, but now as a man, I will value them until my end. No one's going to give you shit, JoJo. You have to grab your balls and take it, but be prepared to handle the assholes who block your hard work and the efforts to go out there and make it. I said that wrong. Dad, I know you're still here with me in soul, but you need to know how much I love and value what you did in my small 14 years before you were separated from me in flesh. Thank you for contributing to some of the most valuable lessons in my life. They'll linger in me for the rest of my days. My mom was just as tough as my dad and was as much as a major influence in my world. Such a tough and beautiful woman who placed so much weight on her shoulders and did everything she could to make sure her three kids had love and value in their lives. We're a generation that has been led by women, and J.Rivera, your mark will always glisten in every time of human situation that is encountered in my world. You're selfless and inspiring, and you've always shown me that what motherly love should look like. My brother and sister and my original best friends were starkly different, and at times, and there are times that you get on my last nerve, but there are times that I miss you with such a weight that it feels like I'm trapped beneath a boulder, because who really understands me and my issues more than you two? But if you're not here, who could I possibly express myself to? So that takes me to my life in the Army, and goddamn if it hasn't saved me. So many friends and good people that have taught me to love and respect their walk in life as much as mine. You laugh uncontrollably right next to them, and you cry hysterically when they're taken from the world. This life has brought me all over the globe and has taught me to value everything I have. It's taught me that life is ugly and beautiful at the same time, and to capture the good like it's lightning in a bottle, but to also remember the negativity like a knife to the chest. What will I have left when my military career is done? I don't give a shit because these memories of my service. I don't give a shit because these memories I have of my service will always lead and give me a strong purpose to pass on those lessons I've learned in the service and to always lead and inspire others with a purpose. My kids are an extension of my love. You see, I always have been a failure as a husband in the 2 times I took bat, but being a dad is something I always wanted to be because my dad didn't quit, roll out, or abandon me. My children, you have been my life, and even though I don't see you every day, don't think twice that you're not my world. Mask as a present with the biggest bow tied up tight. Every time I see your pictures, it's like Christmas Day. And every time I see you walk away, I harbor such guilt. But remember that I'm here for you no matter what the situation or case may be, that I'll always be here to share those tough life lessons that made me into me. So, in my eyes, the average American man is full of life mistakes and successes. He's a strong father and soldier who loves to help others. He's developed a true love and lust for life, but he's lonely as hell because he can't find a woman who suits him, but doesn't mind courting women until he realizes they won't accommodate what they need as a team to suit them. He admits when he's wrong, but doesn't boast when he's right unless it's about the Cardinals winning the big game against the Cowboys on a Sunday night.
Wow.